Welcome to Whispers of the Night, a place where stories unfold gently. Tonight, we step into the world of the book that whispered ancient secrets, a tale of memories, light, and the courage to carry hope forward. Take a deep breath and let the quiet calm wash over you. Let the soft glow of the lanterns guide your mind to serenity. Each whisper in this story is a gentle invitation to relax. Allow yourself to be present, letting the evening slow around you. In this world, every small moment matters, and every story has a voice. Listen closely, let your mind drift with the light and warmth. And if you enjoy this peaceful journey, subscribe and join our nightly community. Now, as night deepens, breathe slowly and feel the world soften around you. Imagine the gentle glow of the book illuminating a quiet room. Each page carries a story, a fragment of hope, a memory preserved. Let the warmth of the lanterns fill your chest with calm. Picture the floating orbs drifting slowly, floating like soft lights in the dark. Every whisper is a gentle wave moving through your thoughts. Allow tension to melt away with each breath you take. Feel your muscles loosen and your mind settle into stillness. Every story is alive, every moment preserved, inviting peace. The gentle world of the book wraps softly around you like a warm blanket. Let the echoes of laughter, tears, and quiet courage wash over you. You are part of this light, this calm, this eternal rhythm of hope. Imagine each story drifting into your heart, leaving tranquility in its wake. With every breath, sink deeper into serenity, floating with the whispers. Stay here in this gentle space. As the night enfolds you completely, the book that whispered ancient secrets. The book on the quiet shelf. The air in the little shop always felt different from the rest of the world, as if time itself moved more slowly between its walls. Olivia had wandered past it countless times, her curiosity only growing with each fleeting glance at its small, faded sign swinging gently in the wind. There was something about the way the wooden frame of the shop leaned slightly to one side, as though it had been waiting for her, holding its secrets carefully, quietly. Today, with the sky painted in soft grays and muted golds, she finally decided to enter. The bell above the door jingled a delicate, almost apologetic note as she pushed it open. Inside, the air was cool and slightly scented with old paper and polished wood. Sunlight filtered through the dusty windows, casting faint, elongated shadows across the narrow aisles lined with shelves that groaned under the weight of countless books. The smell was comforting, a mix of vanilla, cedar, and the faintest hint of something she couldn't quite name. It felt familiar, as though she had been here in another life, though she knew she hadn't. The quietness embraced her like a soft cloak, and she took a hesitant step further inside, her hands brushing against the spines of the books as she walked. The shop was small, yet impossibly dense with stories waiting to be discovered. There were towering shelves that seemed almost alive, curving slightly at the edges as though leaning toward one another in whispered conversation. Some books were thick and heavy, bound in leather that had softened and cracked with age. Others were thin, delicate, and trembling with fragility. Olivia ran her fingers along them, feeling the ridges and bumps of embossed letters under her touch. She could almost hear them hum beneath her fingertips, a low vibration that resonated with the quiet thrum of her own heartbeat. She wandered deeper into the shop, drawn by a subtle pull she couldn't explain. Her eyes scanned the shelves, lingering over titles that whispered faint promises. None of them seemed quite right. Then, tucked away on a shelf in the far corner, almost invisible behind taller books, she saw it, a small, unassuming volume bound in deep brown leather. Its edges were worn, the spine bent as though it had been opened and closed countless times over centuries. What caught her attention wasn't the gilded lettering or a fancy cover. There was none but the way it seemed to hum softly, a quiet vibration only she could feel. Carefully, she reached for it, her fingers trembling slightly as they made contact with the smooth surface. The moment she touched it, a shiver ran down her spine, and the shop seemed to shift around her. The light in the corners glimmered faintly, shadows stretching in strange patterns across the floor. A soft whispering rose from the book, so faint she almost thought she imagined it. It was not words she could understand, not yet, but a feeling and echo of something old, something patient, waiting for someone like her. Olivia drew the book toward herself, holding it close. Its weight was comforting, grounding her. Yet there was a peculiar warmth emanating from it, almost as if it had a heartbeat of its own. The shopkeeper, a quiet man with thin-rimmed glasses perched on the bridge of his nose, appeared from behind a tall stack of books without a sound. He was a small, unobtrusive figure, his presence almost ghost-like in the dim, sunlit space. "Ah," he said softly, as though speaking might disturb the very air. "You found it." His eyes, gentle and knowing, rested on her with a curiosity that mirrored her own. Few notice that one. It waits for the right person. Olivia blinked, slightly startled. "It waits," she whispered, her fingers still resting on the leather cover. The man nodded, almost imperceptibly. "Yes, some books are patient. Some choose their readers." His voice was calm, almost melodic, and it seemed to wrap around the corners of the shop like a quiet lullaby. Olivia felt a strange mixture of fear and wonder, a fluttering in her chest she could not name. She opened her mouth to ask more, but the shopkeeper had already returned to his silent wandering between the aisles, leaving her alone once more with the book that seemed to hum against her palms. Sitting on the edge of a low wooden stool, she carefully opened the book. The pages were aged, creamy in color, with a texture that felt almost alive under her fingers. The ink, black but shifting slightly in the light, formed delicate, flowing letters that seemed to dance just beyond her full comprehension. And then she heard it more clearly, a whisper curling from the margins, soft, fleeting, like a sigh that belonged to the past. It called her name, Olivia, though no mouth had spoken it. The words were not fully formed yet, but they promised a story, a journey, a secret that had been waiting for hours. She stayed in the quiet corner of the shop, turning the pages slowly, letting the whispers grow stronger with each movement of her fingers. The world outside became distant, a pale echo of rain pattering softly against the windows. Outside, the day waned into a gentle dusk, and the light in the shop shifted into soft gold and shadow. The whispers were patient, inviting her to linger, promising that all would reveal itself in time. Olivia felt as if she had stepped into another realm entirely, a space suspended between the real and the imagined, where the ordinary rules of the world did not quite apply. When she finally closed the book, it was with a mixture of reluctance and awe. The whispering had quieted, but the sensation lingered, like a heartbeat brushing against her mind. She knew she could not leave it behind, could not return it to the shelf like any ordinary book. It had chosen her, and in that moment she felt both honored and frightened by the responsibility. She thanked the shopkeeper, who merely nodded with a faint, knowing smile and tucked the book carefully into her satchel. The walk home was slow, each step deliberate, her senses attuned to the soft sounds of the evening, the wind through the trees, the distant call of a night bird, the whisper of her own heartbeat at home. She set the book carefully on the wooden table in the center of her small apartment. The room was bathed in the warm glow of a single lamp, and shadows danced across the walls in gentle patterns. She ran her fingers over the cover once more, feeling the faint warmth pulsing like a quiet invitation. The whispers seemed to breathe beneath her touch, faintly audible now in the silence of the room, like echoes trapped in the air itself. Olivia felt a wave of anticipation rise within her. She was on the threshold of something remarkable, something that had been waiting for her long before she had even known she existed. She spent the rest of the evening examining the book by the soft lamplight. The pages seemed ordinary at first, but as she lingered, shapes began to shift in the margins, tiny, intricate illustrations that moved ever so slightly, like living memories trapped in ink. The whispers grew stronger, and though she could not yet understand the words, she felt their meaning in her heart: patience, courage, curiosity, and a gentle reminder that some knowledge comes only to those who are ready to listen. Night deepened outside, and the city beyond her window was hushed in quiet slumber. Olivia sat cross-legged on the floor, the book open in front of her, feeling a sense of connection she had never experienced before. It was as though the book recognized her, not just as a reader, but as a companion, a listener, someone worthy of understanding the fragile secrets it held. And as she rested her hand lightly upon the page, a small, golden glow began to form along the edges of the letters, as though the book itself was waking just for her. The whispers grew distinct, forming shapes in the air, curling like ribbons of smoke, almost forming words she could almost catch. Her heartbeat quickened, not with fear, but with the thrill of knowing that something extraordinary had chosen her to be part of its story. Olivia leaned closer, her breath caught between anticipation and awe, feeling the quiet magic of a world that existed just beyond ordinary perception, a world that only she could touch, even if only with her mind and her heart. When she finally stood to move to her small bed, the book closed gently, as though it understood that the time for rest had come. Its cover was warm beneath her fingertips, and she could almost hear it sigh in contentment. That night, as Olivia lay under the soft folds of her blanket, the book sat on the table, glowing faintly, a silent companion in the dim room. And in the quiet hours of the night, when the world was hushed and the shadows stretched long and thin, she could still hear the faintest whisper calling her name. Sleep came slowly, heavy with dreams that shimmered with golden light and whispered promises. In those dreams, Olivia wandered through forests that glowed softly with their own inner luminescence, across bridges made of mist, and through corridors lined with floating golden letters. Each whisper in her dreams seemed to pull her gently, guiding her toward a place she could not yet see, but knew she must find. The book had opened a door, invisible yet tangible, and she had stepped through it without realizing, her mind alight with curiosity, her heart steady with quiet courage. By the time morning arrived, with sunlight spilling gently through the curtains, Olivia awoke with a sense of purpose she had never felt before. The book remained on the table, untouched but alive with an inner glow that seemed to pulse with her own heartbeat. She knew, without fully understanding how, that the whispers had begun a story meant only for her, a story that would lead her into places unseen, past secrets long forgotten, and truths that had been waiting centuries to be heard. The book that whispered ancient secrets had chosen her, and she, in turn, was ready to listen. The first whisper. The morning sunlight spilled softly across Olivia's small apartment, filtering through the sheer curtains and painting the walls in gentle bands of gold. The quiet hum of the city beyond her window felt distant, almost irrelevant compared to the stillness inside her home. The book rested on the wooden table, as if it had been waiting for her overnight, its cover smooth and warm beneath her hand. Olivia approached it with a mixture of anticipation and reverence. She had not slept well, her dreams alive with flickering lights and whispered voices, and yet she felt no fear, only a quiet, insistent curiosity that tugged at her very soul. The book had changed slightly overnight, though she could not say exactly how. The leather cover seemed more supple, the faint hum beneath her fingertips more distinct. She ran her hand over it, feeling a vibration that matched her heartbeat, and then carefully opened it. The pages gleamed softly in the morning light, the edges appearing almost iridescent. The ink that had seemed merely dark the day before now shimmered faintly, and delicate symbols and flowing letters moved across the page as though alive. It was then that she first heard it clearly. A whisper rose from the pages, soft yet insistent, curling around her mind like a gentle breeze. "Olivia," it said, almost like a sigh, carrying warmth and reassurance. She froze for a moment, her heart beating faster, and then slowly leaned closer. The whisper continued, faint but clear, and she realized it was forming words in a language she did not yet understand. Yet, oddly, she felt as if she could comprehend their meaning, not through thought, but through feeling. The whisper was patient, like a teacher guiding a student. She ran her fingers along the edges of the page, following the lines of moving letters. Slowly, a pattern emerged. The words hinted at a hidden place, a realm that existed between the waking world and the dream world, a place only accessible to those who were willing to listen. The whispers were gentle, urging her to trust, to follow without fear, and to open her heart to what she could not yet see. Olivia felt a shiver of anticipation run through her body, a mixture of awe and quiet trepidation. For hours, she remained there, seated cross-legged on the floor, the book open before her. The city outside continued its usual rhythm, but Olivia felt untouched by it, suspended in a space that seemed entirely her own. Light from the window shifted across the pages, catching on the shimmering ink, making the letters flicker like tiny flames. Each flicker seemed to carry meaning, guiding her attention, almost nudging her toward understanding. She realized that the book was not merely a collection of words, it was alive in some sense, responding to her presence, growing warmer and more insistent as she lingered by midday. She had begun to notice subtle movements in the air above the pages. Tiny motes of light, like dust particles in sunlight, seemed to gather and swirl, forming shapes that shifted and twisted. Sometimes they coalesced into symbols, tiny glowing signs that hinted at paths, doors, or windows. Olivia's breath caught as she followed them with her eyes, feeling a strange, unshakable sense that these motes were trying to communicate with her directly. Each movement carried intention, and she felt the book's quiet guidance pressing softly against the edges of her mind. It was then that she understood the first whisper fully. It was an invitation, one that she could not ignore. The book had chosen her to enter this hidden world, to witness and understand the secrets it contained. The words, though not written in any language she had studied, resonated deep within her, awakening a sense of purpose she had never known before. The whispers spoke of patience, of courage, and of listening with the heart rather than the mind. They promised wonders and challenges, hidden knowledge, and memories preserved from ages long past. Her hands shook slightly as she traced the delicate letters. The room seemed to respond to her emotions, the light shifting subtly with each heartbeat. The whisper grew stronger, forming a voice both distant and immediate, soft yet commanding. Trust, follow. The path is open to those who listen. Olivia closed her eyes for a moment, letting the sound wash over her. It was not a voice that could be repeated aloud, not in the conventional sense, but it spoke directly to her essence, to the part of her that had always been quietly seeking something beyond the ordinary. She opened her eyes to the page again, and for a brief moment, the room seemed to fade. Shadows softened and stretched, the edges of objects losing their sharpness, replaced by a gentle, golden glow. The whispering light intensified, forming shapes that resembled doors and arches, corridors lined with books, and hallways filled with floating, softly glowing lanterns. Olivia reached out almost instinctively, and her fingers brushed through the light. There was no resistance, only warmth, a gentle pulse that seemed to acknowledge her presence. The sensation was like stepping into a dream without leaving the waking world. Time became fluid. Hours passed, though she could not tell if it was truly hours or mere moments. The whispers continued to guide her, revealing fragments of stories and knowledge from centuries past. Tales of lands that had vanished, civilizations that had been forgotten, and individuals who had once possessed the ability to hear the whispers themselves. Each fragment was a puzzle, a piece of a larger tapestry that Olivia was only beginning to glimpse. She realized that understanding this book fully would take patience, care, and the willingness to trust in the unknown. At some point, Olivia felt an irresistible urge to write. She retrieved a blank notebook from her desk and began to transcribe what she could perceive. The letters in her notebook were ordinary, yet infused with the echoes of the whispers. The words flowed through her as if she were a conduit, capturing meanings that transcended language. She wrote of glowing corridors, of doors that appeared in the corner of her vision, of tiny shapes of light that danced just out of reach. With each word, the whispers seemed to respond, growing warmer and more vibrant, as though pleased by her attentiveness. Even the simplest acts, such as turning the page or leaning closer, seemed to carry weight. Olivia discovered that the book reacted to her emotions, the gentleness of her touch, the patience in her breathing. Moments of frustration caused the whispers to hesitate. Moments of calm brought clarity. She began to understand that this was not a book that could be read casually, nor one that could be forced into comprehension. It required harmony between reader and text, a quiet partnership based on trust, curiosity, and empathy. By late afternoon, the sunlight had shifted and shadows stretched long across the floor. Olivia felt a strange combination of exhaustion and exhilaration. Her fingers ached slightly from tracing the pages, yet her heart was light. She leaned back and closed her eyes, allowing herself to rest while still sensing the warmth and pulse of the book beside her. She realized that the whispers were not merely guiding her, they were teaching her to listen, not just with her ears, but with her entire being. The first whisper had revealed its secret fully, the existence of a hidden doorway, a realm that lay between the familiar and the unknown. The exact nature of the doorway remained shrouded, a mystery she would uncover in time. But the message was clear: patience, courage, and openness were required. Olivia felt a deep sense of gratitude toward the book, toward the unseen forces that had led her here, and toward herself for being willing to step into the unknown, even as night fell and the city lights flickered on beyond her window. She did not close the book entirely. Instead, she left it open, the faint golden glow of the whispers illuminating the page like candlelight. She moved to her bed, settling under the soft folds of her blanket, and allowed her thoughts to drift in harmony with the whispers. Dreams came easily that night, not as random images, but as soft, glowing visions of corridors, arches, and floating lanterns, each infused with a sense of ancient knowledge and quiet invitation. In her dreams, Olivia wandered through luminous spaces that seemed to echo with forgotten histories. She passed through halls lined with books, each one vibrating with the memory of a story waiting to be heard. Tiny lights floated around her, forming shapes that resembled letters or symbols, and whispered encouragement in a language that transcended words. She felt an unshakable connection to the book, to the hidden world it represented, and to the promise that her path was only beginning when she awoke. The whispers were still there, softer now, but present in the quiet hum of the room. The first whisper had completed its task. It had invited her, guided her attention, and shown her the beginning of the hidden path. Olivia knew that the days to come would reveal more, that the book would continue to share its secrets in its own time. And yet, even now, she felt a profound sense of belonging, a calm certainty that she had been chosen for something extraordinary, something ancient, waiting patiently for the right person to listen. Olivia reached out and touched the book once more. The whisper that rose from its pages was no longer merely a sound. It was a presence, a companion, a gentle guide. It called to her not with urgency or demand, but with quiet reassurance. She could feel the pulse of the ancient knowledge beneath her fingertips, steady and constant, inviting her to step further into the story it held. And in that moment, she knew with clarity she had heard the first whisper, and it had already begun to change her, opening a doorway in her mind and heart to the secrets that had been waiting centuries to be discovered. She sat there for a long time, letting the glow of the whispers wash over her, feeling the gentle rhythm of their call. The book was patient, waiting for her next move, for her next choice, and she felt ready. Whatever lay ahead, she knew she would face it with quiet courage, guided by the whispers and by her own steady heart. The first whisper had spoken, and now Olivia was listening. Secrets etched in light. The morning light fell gently through Olivia's window, spilling across the wooden floor of her small apartment and warming the edges of the book resting on the table. Its leather cover was soft beneath her fingertips, still humming faintly, as though it had been alive all night while she slept. She approached it with the quiet reverence of someone stepping into a sacred place. Aware that the whispers from the day before had opened a door within her adore she could not yet see, but could feel. She ran her hand over the cover, and this time the warmth seemed stronger, a pulse echoing with the rhythm of her heartbeat as she opened the book. A soft, golden light shimmered along the edges of the pages, catching in the folds of the letters. The whispering began immediately, gentler now, more fluid, like a soft river flowing around her mind. "Olivia," it called, almost like a breath. "Look beyond the words. See with your heart." She leaned closer, feeling the vibrations through her fingertips, and noticed for the first time the subtle changes on the pages. Tiny illustrations had appeared, intricate drawings of landscapes, buildings, and figures that seemed to move subtly when she wasn't looking directly at them. The first illustration was of a courtyard bathed in warm, golden sunlight. At its center stood a fountain carved from stone, with water that shimmered like liquid light. Figures moved quietly through the scene, pale silhouettes with soft glows around their forms. Olivia watched, mesmerized, as one figure turned toward her in the illustration, raising a hand in greeting. She blinked, and the scene shifted slightly, the fountain rippling as if disturbed by a gentle breeze. The whispers encouraged her to trace the illustrations with her fingers, and when she did, the shapes shimmered and responded. Glowing faintly under her touch, her heart raced, a mixture of awe and curiosity. The book was no longer just a repository of words, and Whispers It was a living map, a record of an ancient world preserved in light and movement. The whispers guided her attention carefully, directing her to details she might have otherwise overlooked. The archways, carved with intricate patterns, the lanterns floating above the courtyard, and the soft, serene expressions of the figures within. Each detail seemed imbued with meaning, though she could not yet fully understand it. Time passed unnoticed as Olivia explored the moving illustrations. She discovered a small library depicted in one of the drawings, a room filled with books bound in glowing leather, each spine etched with letters that shimmered in colors she had never seen before. Tiny motes of light drifted through the air in the illustration, circling the books as if carrying messages, guiding readers to the volumes that mattered most. She felt a quiet connection to the figures in the drawing, sensing that they, too, were listening, learning, and preserving knowledge in ways she could only begin to imagine. The whispers grew more distinct, forming shapes in the air above the pages. At times, they coalesced into symbols, geometric patterns, flowing curves, and tiny runes that hovered just above the surface of the book, glowing softly in response to her presence. Olivia reached out, and when her fingers brushed the shapes, they pulsed like living entities, vibrating gently beneath her touch. Each touch brought clarity, a sense of understanding that was not intellectual but emotional. The book was teaching her to see beyond the surface, to perceive the secrets etched not in ink, but in light itself. She traced the path of a figure walking through a narrow corridor, its outline glowing faintly. As her fingers followed the figure's steps, the corridor seemed to extend beyond the page, stretching in her mind like a tangible space she could almost enter. The whispers encouraged her to imagine herself in that place, to feel the air, the textures, the light. When she did, a warmth spread through her chest, and for a fleeting moment, the line between reality and the world within the book blurred. She could sense the courtyard, the fountain, and the floating lanterns as if they existed somewhere just beyond the walls of her apartment, revealing a vast hall lined with tall, luminous shelves. Books floated gently above the surfaces, hovering in midair as if held by invisible hands. Tiny lights swirled around them, forming constellations that hinted at hidden knowledge. Olivia realized that each illustration was not merely a picture, but a living record, a fragment of a larger world. The whispers guided her to focus on small details: a figure reading a book, a lantern swaying slightly, a shadow passing across a wall. Each element carried significance, a story waiting to be heard, waiting for her attention as she explored. She noticed that the illustrations began to respond not only to her touch, but to her emotions. When she felt wonder, the colors grew warmer, richer, and the figures moved with a gentle grace. Moments of hesitation caused subtle pauses, a soft ripple in the pages, as if the book itself was breathing with her. Olivia realized that understanding this world required more than observation. It required connection. She had to engage with it fully, with her heart, her mind, and her very being. Hours passed like minutes as she traced the illustrations, listening to the whispers, absorbing the luminous details. The first whisper from the day before had guided her here, and now the book was revealing deeper truths. Each illustration was a fragment of a civilization long forgotten, a place where knowledge and light were intertwined, where memories were preserved as glowing shapes and whispers. Olivia felt a profound sense of responsibility. She was not merely observing these secrets, she was becoming a part of them, a witness to histories that had waited centuries for someone to notice. By late afternoon, she had discovered a small, secluded chamber within one of the illustrated buildings. The room was empty except for a pedestal on which rested a single, softly glowing orb. Tiny sparks of light danced around it. Olivia leaned closer, feeling an inexplicable connection to the orb, sensing that it contained knowledge essential to understanding the larger story. The whispers encouraged her to reach out, and when her fingers brushed its surface, a pulse of warmth spread through her hand, up her arm, and into her chest. Images flashed before her eyes, visions of past readers, of silent guardians, of corridors and halls filled with light and memory. The orb seemed to respond to her curiosity, pulsing gently in rhythm with her heartbeat. The whispers coalesced into a pattern she could feel, but not yet see fully, a tapestry of light and memory that hinted at the interconnectedness of all the knowledge contained within the book. Olivia understood, in a deep, unshakable way, that she was part of this story, that the book had chosen her not merely to witness its secrets, but to carry them forward, to learn, preserve, and share them when the time was right. As evening fell, the room around her dimmed, yet the glow of the illustrations and the whispers filled the space with a gentle warmth. Olivia leaned back, letting her eyes drift over the pages, absorbing the light, the movement, and the subtle, living energy of the book. She realized that each illustration was a story, a memory, and a lesson all at once. The book was teaching her to see the invisible threads that connected every knowledge, light, and life itself. The whispers spoke of patience and observation, of gentle listening and the courage to engage with the unknown. They urged her to follow the light, to explore further, to trust that the path would reveal itself in time. Olivia felt a quiet sense of awe, a humbling realization that she was standing at the threshold of something far greater than herself. The book was not merely a collection of stories. It was a living bridge to a forgotten world, a realm where knowledge, memory, and light intertwined in ways she was only beginning to understand. Night fell completely, and the city outside her window became a muted blur of lights. Olivia remained at the table, tracing the final illustration she had discovered that day, a narrow bridge of light stretching across a void, lined with floating lanterns that glowed softly in the darkness. Figures walked along it carefully, their outlines glowing like faint echoes. She followed their steps with her eyes, feeling the gentle pull of the whispers, the invitation to cross the bridge, to venture further into the mysteries that lay ahead. By the time she finally set the book aside, the golden glow of the illustrations had dimmed slightly, as though resting for the night. Olivia sat quietly, letting the energy settle, feeling the pulse of the whispers still lingering in her mind and heart. She realized that the first real secret of the book had been revealed. It was not merely a repository of words, but a living, breathing archive of light, memory, and knowledge. Each illustration, each whisper was a lesson, a guide, and an invitation to deeper understanding. She rose slowly, stretching, feeling both exhausted and invigorated. The book remained open on the table, warm and alive, as though aware of her presence. Olivia knew that tomorrow she would return to it, that the whispers would continue to guide her, revealing more of the ancient world hidden within its pages. And she also knew, with a quiet certainty, that she was ready to listen, ready to learn, and ready to follow wherever the secrets etched in light would lead her. She felt herself moving through it with grace, guided by whispers that were no longer distant but intimate companions in her journey. The book had opened a door, and now, she could sense the vastness of what lay beyond, a realm alive with history, memory, and light. Waiting patiently for her presence, Olivia closed her eyes, letting the whispers lull her into a serene sleep, carrying with her the knowledge that the journey had only just begun, that each day would reveal more, and that she had been chosen not merely to witness, but to participate, to learn, and to keep the secrets of the ancient world alive. The first whispers had guided her to this moment. The book now awaited her next step, patient, warm, and alive. And Olivia, with her heart steady and her mind open, was listening. The forgotten doorway. The late afternoon sunlight had softened to a gentle amber as Olivia stepped out of her apartment, the book tucked carefully beneath her arm. The city streets hummed faintly around her, ordinary in their rhythm. Yet Olivia felt a quiet dissonance between the mundane world and the one she had glimpsed within the book. The whispers had grown insistent that day, urging her to follow a path she could not yet see. It was as if the book itself had sensed the moment was ready, and the first physical step into the hidden world was calling her. She walked slowly, letting her feet carry her toward a part of the city she had seldom explored, a narrow alleyway tucked between two old buildings, where the shadows stretched long and the air carried a faint chill. The whispers resonated within her, subtle vibrations along her skin, drawing her forward. She paused at the mouth of the alley, her heart quickening. There was nothing extraordinary at first glance, just brick walls, a scattering of fallen leaves, and the dim glow of a distant street lamp. And yet she knew instinctively that this was the place the book had guided her to as the sun dipped lower, casting the alley into muted twilight. A shimmer appeared along the far wall. At first, it was almost imperceptibly wavering line of light that pulsed softly as if breathing. Olivia stepped closer, the book held tightly to her chest, and felt a strange warmth radiate from within it. The whispers became clearer, almost forming words she could sense rather than hear. "This is the threshold," they said. "Step forward, trust the path." Her pulse quickened with a mixture of fear and exhilaration. She had imagined doors, gateways, and hidden realms, but standing before this delicate, trembling light, the shimmering doorway seemed to hum softly, the edges rippling like liquid silver. Olivia extended her hand, her fingers brushing against the threshold, and felt a strange, welcoming pressure, as if the door itself was acknowledging her presence. She drew a deep breath and stepped forward. The world shifted instantly. The alley, the buildings, and the fading sunlight disappeared, replaced by a realm suffused with gentle, ambient light. Lanterns floated through the air, drifting lazily, their golden glow reflected in pools of silvery mist that hung just above the ground. The whispers, now audible yet soft, drifted through the space like a delicate wind. "Welcome," they said. "This is the place the book has chosen to reveal." Olivia's eyes widened as she took in the scene everywhere she looked. The air was alive with light, sound, and memory. The ground beneath her feet seemed solid yet impossibly light, a soft surface that shimmered faintly with each step. Tiny orbs of light floated just above the mist, hovering like glowing seeds waiting to be planted. Shapes moved within the glow, ethereal figures of memory, soft echoes of people, places, and moments preserved like fragile glass. Olivia felt as though she were walking through the essence of history itself, each step revealing fragments of lives long past. Held gently in the folds of light, she moved cautiously, guided by the whispers and by the soft glow of the lanterns. Each lantern seemed alive, flickering with intention, responding to her presence. When she reached out, the light pulsed gently against her fingers, sending a warmth up her arm and into her chest. The sensation was both exhilarating and humbling. She realized that she was in a place built not of matter, but of memory, emotion, and the careful preservation of knowledge. Every detail, the floating lanterns, the mist, the shimmering ground, was a testament to something ancient and enduring. Olivia wandered deeper into the realm, her senses heightened to every subtle shift in light and sound. The whispers guided her, not with commands, but with gentle nudges, drawing her attention to the smallest details. A floating lantern shaped like a delicate flower, a soft ripple in the mist, or the way two glowing figures mirrored each other's movements. She felt a profound sense of connection with these fragments, as though she were witnessing a story that had been waiting centuries to be seen. Every memory preserved here felt precious, a testament to life's choices and moments that had once mattered deeply. She came to a small clearing where the light coalesced into a series of arches, each suspended in mid-air like the framework of a forgotten cathedral. The whispers encouraged her to pass beneath the arches, and when she did, the air seemed to hum in response, vibrating gently against her skin. Shapes formed along the edges of the arches, glowing fragments of conversations, fleeting images of gestures, and whispers of laughter and sighs. Olivia realized that the arches were portals within the realm itself, guiding the movement of memory, light, and understanding. Each step she took revealed more of the delicate, interconnected design of this forgotten world. As she moved through the clearing, she noticed a small pedestal at its center, upon which rested a softly glowing orb. Tiny shapes swirled within it, forming patterns that were almost legible. The whispers guided her closer. "This is a memory preserved," they said. "Touch it with care. See with your heart." Olivia reached out, her fingers brushing the surface of the orb. Instantly, a pulse of warmth traveled up her arm, and she felt herself drawn into the memory contained within. The room around her vanished, replaced by a vivid scene, a garden filled with flowering trees, sunlight spilling across petals, and a child laughing as they ran through the grass. The feeling of joy, fragile yet enduring, radiated from the orb and into her very being. When the vision faded, Olivia found herself back in the clearing, her hand still resting on the glowing surface. She realized, with quiet awe, that the orb had shared not just an image, but the essence of a moment, preserved for eternity. She understood that this was the purpose of the realm, to safeguard the fragile fragments of existence, memories too delicate or important to be lost to time. The book had guided her here to witness it, to learn the ways in which knowledge, memory, and light could intertwine, and to understand her role as a listener, a guardian of these whispers. She continued her exploration, each step revealing more wonders. Lanterns floated in intricate patterns overhead, drifting like constellations of delicate light. Wisps of glowing mist swirled around her ankles, carrying faint whispers of long-forgotten voices. Shapes of memory drifted past her, ephemeral yet vivid, replaying moments of love, courage, sorrow, and hope. Each memory seemed to respond to her awareness, pulsing softly when she approached and fading gently when she moved on. Olivia felt as though she were walking through the collective heart of countless lives, each preserved with care and intention. Eventually, she reached a narrow bridge of light stretching across a shimmering void, much like the illustrations she had seen in the book. The whispers guided her across it, reminding her to step carefully, to move with awareness. The bridge was delicate, yet solid beneath her feet, glowing with a steady warmth. Tiny orbs drifted alongside her, forming patterns that hinted at hidden truths and guiding her gaze toward the far side, where the path continued into deeper, more luminous realms. She realized that the bridge was not merely a crossing, but a test of attentiveness, of trust, and of harmony with the subtle energies of this forgotten world. The farther she moved, the more the environment responded to her presence. The lanterns above tilted slightly toward her, the mist swirled in gentle spirals, and the glowing shapes of memory drifted more freely, almost dancing in her awareness. Olivia felt a deep sense of calm and belonging, as though the realm itself recognized her intention and welcomed her presence. She understood that the book had not merely guided her here. It had prepared her, in small ways, to experience this world fully, to witness its beauty and fragility, and to carry its secrets forward with care. Eventually, she arrived at a small alcove where the whispers grew richer, layered with countless voices speaking in harmony. She closed her eyes and let the sound wash over her, feeling the resonance of centuries of memory, wisdom, and light. The book had chosen her not just as a reader, but as a witness, someone capable of listening deeply, understanding subtly, and preserving patiently. Each whisper seemed to impart lessons, not through direct instruction, but through experience, the careful observation of light, the gentle acknowledgement of memory, the quiet presence required to truly see. Time had no meaning here. Minutes, hours, or perhaps days could have passed as she wandered the realm, moving from lantern to orb to bridge, guided by the whispers and the soft pulsing light. The boundary between herself and the realm began to blur, not in a disorienting way, but in a serene, harmonious way. She was not separate from this world. She was part of it, a living participant in the preservation of stories, moments, and knowledge that had waited centuries for someone to care enough to notice. As night fell over the city outside, the realm remained luminous, aglow with the soft light of floating lanterns, shimmering bridges, and preserved memories. Olivia sat on the edge of a glowing orb, letting the whispers wash over her, feeling their quiet encouragement, their gentle insistence that she continue to explore, to learn, and to trust. The book had led her here, yes, but it had also given her the courage to move forward, to accept the beauty and fragility of this forgotten world, and to recognize her role as a listener, a guardian, and a witness. Eventually, she rose and moved back toward the shimmering doorway she had entered through. The world outside was waiting, but she knew she would return. The realm had been revealed to her in fragments, carefully and patiently, and she understood that there was much more to discover. The whispers assured her that she had taken the first true steps, that her journey had only begun, and that each moment spent in harmony with this hidden world would prepare her for deeper understanding and greater revelations. Olivia stepped back through the threshold, and the alleyway returned around her, dimming in the fading light of dusk. The city's ordinary rhythms felt distant once more, and the book rested gently against her chest, pulsing softly as though in quiet satisfaction. She knew that she had glimpsed a hidden world, a realm of floating lanterns, whispering winds, and preserved memories, and that this was only the beginning. The book was a guide, yes, but it was also a companion, patient and enduring, teaching her to see with her heart and listen with her entire being as she walked home. The whispers in the book continued softly, faint, promising that the forgotten doorway was not lost, that the realm remained alive, and that she was now a part of it. And though the ordinary world had returned, Olivia felt the quiet pulse of the hidden realm within her a steady, enduring reminder that she had entered a place where light, memory, and knowledge intertwined, and that the book would continue to guide her on her journey. The forgotten doorway had opened, and Olivia knew with calm certainty that she would return again and again to witness, to learn, and to preserve the secrets etched in light. She had stepped into a story far greater than herself, and for the first time she felt truly alive, attuned to whispers that had waited centuries just for her. The Keeper of Echoes. The morning mist clung to the city streets, softening the edges of buildings and painting the familiar in shades of silver and pale gold. Olivia held the book close, feeling its gentle pulse against her chest, guiding her once again toward the hidden world she had glimpsed through the forgotten doorway. The whispers had grown more insistent overnight, a subtle insistence that she was ready to meet someone or something important, a presence that had waited for her arrival for countless years. She followed the alleyway again, the narrow path twisting between old brick walls, damp with the scent of rain from earlier in the day. As she approached the faint shimmer that marked the threshold, the world around her seemed to hold its breath. The usual hum of the city faded, replaced by a soft resonance that vibrated beneath her feet and through her fingertips. The golden shimmer of the doorway pulsed gently, a heartbeat in time with the book. Olivia took a deep breath and stepped forward, feeling the familiar, gentle tug that carried her beyond the ordinary into the extraordinary. The hidden realm welcomed her like a familiar embrace. Lanterns drifted lazily through the air, their light reflecting in silvery pools of mist that hung just above the ground. Ethereal shapes floated around her, fragments of memories preserved in delicate glows. Olivia moved cautiously, her eyes wide with awe, tracing the paths of the lights as they curved gracefully through the space. And then she felt it, a presence that was neither shadow nor solid, yet unmistakably aware of her. The whispers of the book shifted, subtle and urgent, guiding her toward a point where the air itself seemed to shimmer with expectation. There, amidst a circle of floating lanterns, she first saw the Keeper of Echoes. It was neither human nor entirely spirit, a figure woven from threads of shimmering starlight. Its outline glowed softly, fluid and delicate, as if made of light stretched into shape. Eyes, warm yet inscrutable, regarded her with quiet curiosity. Its presence radiated calm authority, a sense of timelessness that made Olivia instinctively bow her head in respect. The whispers from the book became a gentle chorus, harmonizing with the aura of the Keeper. "Olivia," the Keeper said, though its lips did not move. The voice was both inside her mind and all around her, a sound of quiet music and shifting wind. "You have come, guided by the whispers, to the place between memory and eternity." Olivia's breath caught, and she felt the pulse of the book respond to the Keeper's presence, warm and insistent. "I am the Keeper of Echoes," it continued. "I have waited for one who could hear the voices preserved in light, one who could walk gently through memory without fear or haste." Her fingers brushed the glowing cover of the book. I think I understand, but only a little," she whispered, her voice trembling slightly with awe. "The book led me here, but I don't know what I am meant to do." The Keeper's form shifted, flowing like liquid starlight, and a faint melodic hum filled the space. "Understanding comes through experience, not explanation," it said. "You are here to witness, to learn, and to preserve. Each memory, each fragment of light, carries lessons from lives long past. They are fragile, precious, and easily lost to those who do not listen with care." Olivia nodded, feeling the weight of the Keeper's words settle in her chest. She realized that this realm was not simply a place to explore, it was a responsibility, a sacred trust bestowed upon her by the book and the echoes themselves. The Keeper gestured, and the space around them shifted. Lanterns rose higher into the mist, forming paths that glimmered like threads of starlight. Figures began to appear, moving softly through the light shapes of memory that resembled people, places, and moments frozen in time. Olivia reached out tentatively, and the figures responded, pulsing gently at her touch. The whispers of the book swirled around her, guiding her understanding, revealing that each light, each memory, was a story waiting to be honored and remembered. "You will be the bridge," the Keeper said, its voice echoing through the realm. "The book chose you because you listen, because your presence can honor the whispers without fear. You will learn to navigate this place, to understand the language of memory and light, and to protect the delicate balance between preservation and loss." Olivia felt her heartbeat quicken. The weight of the responsibility was immense, yet it carried a sense of quiet purpose she had never known before. The Keeper moved closer, and the air seemed to hum with energy. It guided her to a small pool of liquid light, reflecting fragments of glowing memories floating above its surface. "See these," it said. "They are echoes of what once was, preserved beyond time. Some are joyful, others sorrowful. Some are brief, others enduring. Each carries a lesson, and each waits for a listener who can truly understand." Olivia knelt beside the pool, tracing the reflections with her fingers. The memories responded, shimmering and shifting, almost as if acknowledging her presence, her willingness to bear witness. Hours passed in silence, though not empty silence. The whispers of the book harmonized with the Keeper's presence, filling the space with gentle guidance. Olivia moved among the lanterns, touching floating shapes of memory, feeling the warmth, the laughter, the fleeting joys, and the quiet sorrows of lives long past. Each encounter was a lesson in patience and empathy, a reminder that the smallest act of attention could preserve something fragile yet eternal. She realized that this was what it meant to be a listener in this realm, not merely to observe, but to absorb, respect, and honor each fragment she encountered. The keeper guided her to a narrow bridge of shimmering light stretching across a void, suspended between floating islands of glowing memory. The whispers encouraged her to cross carefully, step by step, trusting the balance beneath her feet. The bridge was delicate yet solid, glowing with a steady rhythm that mirrored her own heartbeat. As she moved forward, the keeper's voice resonated within her mind. Each step is a choice. Each memory you encounter depends on your awareness. Walk with intention, and you will find the path forward. Olivia felt both exhilaration and a quiet reverence as she continued, understanding that this simple act, a step, a touch, a moment of presence, was the very essence of the role she had been chosen to fulfill. When she reached the far side, she discovered a small alcove bathed in golden light, the whispers forming a gentle chorus around her. The keeper remained nearby, its form pulsing softly, patient. "This place is a threshold," it explained. "Beyond it lie deeper realms of memory, knowledge, and light. You will not be ready all at once. The journey requires patience, humility, and care. You must learn to listen before you can act." Olivia nodded, feeling the truth of the words resonate deep within her. She understood that the book had not merely chosen her for curiosity or chance, but because she possessed the capacity for quiet attentiveness, for understanding without needing to dominate or control. The keeper gestured toward a floating orb, smaller than the one she had encountered in the previous chapter. It pulsed softly, threads of light weaving in and out of its surface. "Touch it," the keeper urged. "It will show you what it means to witness." Olivia's fingers brushed the orb, and instantly visions filled her mind, snippets of lives, conversations, decisions, and fleeting moments of connection preserved in glowing clarity. She felt the emotions within them: joy, sorrow, hope, fear. Lovand realized that every memory was a story of choices, some mundane, some profound, yet all significant in the grand tapestry of existence. When the vision faded, Olivia found herself back in the alcove, her chest warm with the resonance of the experiences she had witnessed. She understood with a deep, quiet certainty that the keeper's role was to guide her in this delicate art to perceive, to absorb, to honor, and to return the knowledge without diminishing its essence. The whispers of the book affirmed her understanding, their soft hum echoing the lessons of the keeper. Time lost all meaning. She moved through the realm, tracing paths of light, touching orbs of memory, and observing the floating lanterns, each step guided by whispers and the gentle presence of the keeper. The lessons became subtle, noticing the way light shifted with her emotions, feeling the pulse of memory beneath her touch, sensing the fragile balance that held the realm together. Each movement, each breath, each moment of awareness was part of her training, a quiet preparation for the greater responsibilities the book and the keeper would eventually reveal. Eventually, the keeper guided her to a small platform overlooking a vast expanse of floating lights, memories, and mist. "Look," it said softly. See what has been preserved. Know that this is your purpose, to witness, to honor, to carry forward what cannot be lost. Olivia's eyes filled with awe as she gazed across the expanse. Lanterns floated endlessly, orbs glimmered, and faint shapes of memory drifted like whispers across the vast, luminous space. It was overwhelming and humbling, a reminder of the enormity of the task she had been entrusted with. The keeper remained by her side, its presence steady and reassuring. You will return, it said. Each visit will teach you something new. Each memory you witness will shape you, and you will shape the realm by the care you bring to your listening. The book is a guide, but the keeper and the realm itself will continue to teach you. Remember this: patience, presence, and empathy are the keys. Without them, even the brightest light can fade unnoticed. Olivia nodded, feeling the weight and the beauty of the responsibility settle within her as dusk approached in the city beyond. Olivia stepped once more through the shimmering doorway, returning to the alleyway with the book resting against her chest. The ordinary world felt muted after the richness of the realm she had just experienced. Yet she carried the warmth, the whispers, and the keeper's presence within her. She understood that she was part of something far greater than herself, a delicate, luminous web of memory, light, and preservation that had waited centuries for a listener like her that night. As she lay beneath her blankets, Olivia felt the pulse of the keeper, the resonance of the realm, and the gentle guidance of the book within her mind. Dreams came softly, filled with drifting lanterns, shimmering orbs, and whispering memories. She walked among them, guided by the keeper, learning to move with awareness, patience, and care. Each vision taught her something new, strengthening her understanding of her role as a listener and a guardian. Olivia knew, deep within her heart, that the journey was only beginning. The keeper of echoes would continue to guide her, the book would continue to whisper, and the hidden realm would continue to reveal its secrets, slowly, patiently, and beautifully. She had been chosen, yes, but she also knew that she had chosen herself. In that moment, she had followed the whispers, touched the light, and stepped into the extraordinary. The keeper had shown her the first lessons, and in doing so, had opened the path to countless wonders yet to come. The whispers faded into a gentle lullaby as she drifted to sleep, the keeper's presence lingering like a soft, protective light. And in the quiet of her room, Olivia understood the truth of what she had begun, that listening was not passive, that witnessing was not idle, and that the responsibility she had accepted was both a gift and a calling. She would return, she would listen, and she would honor the echoes. The last whisper. The morning air was crisp and quiet, carrying the faint scent of dew across the city streets. Olivia stood before her apartment window, the book resting gently on the table, its warm pulse steady beneath her fingertips. Today felt different from any other day she had spent with the book. The whispers were faint but insistent, like a soft breeze brushing against her mind, carrying the sense that a culmination was near. She had crossed thresholds, met the keeper of echoes, and wandered through floating lanterns, and preserved memories. Now, the book beckoned her toward its final secret, a truth that had waited centuries to be heard. She approached the alleyway once more, the familiar path stretching narrow and shadowed between the brick buildings. The ordinary world seemed quieter than usual, as though aware of the extraordinary task awaiting her. When she reached the faint shimmer marking the threshold, the light pulsed in recognition, its gentle rhythm in harmony with the beat of her heart. Olivia held her breath and stepped forward, crossing once again into the hidden realm that had become a part of her being. The moment she entered, she was greeted by a soft cascade of golden lantern light drifting lazily in the ambient mist. The realm felt more alive than ever, as though it had been anticipating her return. Floating orbs shimmered around her, glowing fragments of memory gently rippling with energy. Whispering voices stirred the air like a delicate wind, each note carrying fragments of lessons, stories, and truths she had learned on her journey. She took a deep breath, letting the warmth of the light settle over her shoulders, and felt the presence of the Keeper of Echoes nearby. The Keeper emerged from the shimmer, its form flowing like liquid starlight, radiating calm reassurance. Olivia bowed her head in respect, feeling a profound sense of purpose settle in her chest. The final whisper awaits, the Keeper said, its voice a melody in her mind. It carries the essence of hope, memory, and the courage to ensure stories are not lost. Are you ready to listen? Olivia nodded, her heart steady with quiet determination. I am ready. Guided by the Keeper and the gentle hum of the book, Olivia moved toward a small, secluded clearing. The lanterns here were denser, their golden glow forming a soft circle around a single pedestal upon which the book rested open. The whispers were stronger now, threads of sound and light intertwining, carrying the message she had sought through every previous step of her journey. Olivia knelt beside the pedestal, her hands hovering just above the pages, and allowed the whispers to envelop her fully. The last whisper began softly, delicate, and unhurried. It was a voice of infinite patience, echoing the lives and moments preserved within the realm. Olivia, it said, you have walked through memory and light. You have witnessed lives and preserved their truths. Now, listen carefully. The secret I carry is the essence of continuity, the unbroken chain of hope that binds all stories together. Olivia closed her eyes, letting the words settle deep within her, feeling the pulse of the book synchronize with the rhythm of her own heartbeat. Images flickered in her mind, scenes of laughter and tears, joy and sorrow, triumph and quiet endurance. The whispers painted them vividly, showing the interconnectedness of every moment preserved in the realm. Each memory, she realized, was more than a story. It was a vessel of meaning, a fragment of hope waiting to be carried forward. The final whisper emphasized this truth, resonating gently through her mind: to honor the past, to preserve the present, and to illuminate the future. One must carry these stories with courage, compassion, and love. Speak them aloud so they may live beyond the silence. Olivia's breath caught, tears pricking at her eyes. She understood now what she had to do. The book was not merely a guide to a hidden world. It was a bridge between the preserved memories of the past and the living, breathing world she inhabited. The final whisper was a call to action, an urging to take the fragile fragments of hope and share them, ensuring that no story, no moment of significance would fade into oblivion. Her hands rested gently on the pages as the book's pulse grew warmer, encouraging her, affirming her readiness. With deliberate care, Olivia rose and held the book close. She drew a deep breath and began to speak the message aloud. Her voice soft but unwavering, she spoke of the courage it takes to remember, the importance of holding on to fleeting moments of joy, the necessity of nurturing hope even when it seems distant or fragile. She spoke of love preserved in memory, of lives intertwined through actions, choices, and simple acts of kindness. With every word, the book responded, glowing brighter, the golden light spreading outward in gentle waves that brushed against the mist and the floating lanterns. Each note harmonizing with her voice, forming a chorus that seemed to vibrate through the very fabric of the realm. She felt a profound sense of unity, a merging of her own heart with the preserved memories around her. Each story she spoke aloud, each fragment she honored, seemed to pulse with renewed life, as though her acknowledgement had breathed energy into centuries of waiting. The realm shimmered with intensity, yet the light remained gentle, warm, and comforting, a reflection of the hope and courage she carried in her words. As Olivia spoke the final sentences of the last whisper, the book responded in a way she had never felt before. The glow deepened, suffusing her with warmth, and the cover of the book slowly closed of its own accord, settling softly in her hands. The sense of fulfillment was tangible, as if a centuries-long journey had reached its natural conclusion. The whispers faded, leaving behind a quiet resonance, a hum of contentment and completion that lingered like the last note of a song. The doorway, once shimmering and tangible, began to fade gently into the mist, its outline softening until it became nothing more than the memory of light. Olivia felt a pang of wistfulness, knowing she would no longer step directly into the hidden realm. Yet, she also felt an enduring warmth within her, a pulse that carried the essence of the world she had witnessed. Every lantern, every orb, every echo of memory was now a part of her, alive in the quiet of her own heart and mind. She walked slowly back through the alleyway, the city returning round her with ordinary hums of traffic and distant voices. The book rested gently against her chest, glowing faintly in acknowledgement, but no longer pulsing with urgency. Olivia felt a sense of peace she had never known before. The final whisper had been shared, the book's secret restored, and the ancient world had entrusted her with its preservation. Though she could no longer return to the shimmering realm at will, she carried its light and lessons with her, a quiet flame of hope, memory, and courage burning within at home. She placed the book carefully on her table, its cover closed and calm. The room was bathed in soft sunlight, yet the glow of the book seemed to carry an inner warmth beyond the natural light. Olivia ran her fingers across its smooth surface, feeling the echoes of centuries past, the soft pulse of knowledge preserved, and the lingering presence of the whispers she had learned to listen to so carefully. She understood now that the journey of the book was not merely about discovering hidden worlds, but about carrying their essence into her own life and beyond. That evening, as the city streets darkened and the soft glow of lamps and windows spilled into the night, Olivia sat quietly, reflecting on the journey she had undertaken. She thought of the memories she had touched, the floating lanterns, the preserved moments of joy and sorrow, and the keeper of echoes who had guided her with patience and wisdom. She realized that her role as a listener was not completed, would continue in subtle, quiet ways as she moved through her everyday life, honoring stories, preserving moments, and carrying hope wherever she went. The whispers no longer spoke directly, yet their lessons lingered. She felt them in the soft cadence of her breathing, in the gentle warmth that suffused her chest, in the quiet understanding that even the smallest acts of remembrance, kindness, and acknowledgement could preserve something vital, something eternal. Olivia had been chosen, yes, but she had also chosen herself by listening, by stepping forward, and by carrying the last whisper into the world. Night fell fully over the city, and Olivia lay beneath the soft folds of her blanket, the book resting on her nightstand. She closed her eyes, letting the warmth of the shared secret fill her mind and heart. In her dreams, the lanterns drifted softly, the whispers hummed gently, and the keeper's presence lingered like a protective light. Though the doorway had faded, the ancient world still lived quietly through her, a luminous thread woven into the fabric of her own life. She understood, finally, that the purpose of the book, the whispers, and the hidden realm was not to isolate, but to empower, to give life and voice to what might otherwise be forgotten. Hope, memory, courage, and the quiet attention required to preserve them were now hers to carry. Every story she honored, every memory she preserved, became part of the eternal rhythm she had glimpsed in the golden glow of floating lanterns. The last whisper had not ended, had been transformed into action, into understanding, into living presence. Olivia drifted into sleep with a serene smile on her face. The book had closed softly, glowing with fulfillment, and the last whisper had been spoken aloud. The doorway may have faded, but the warmth, the lessons, and the light endured. In her heart, she carried the quiet assurance that the hidden world would continue to live, not in distant realms, but in the careful, loving attention of those willing to hear, to witness, and to preserve. And so, the book rested, silent yet alive, waiting patiently for the next listener. While Olivia slept peacefully, her dreams filled with golden light, floating lanterns, and whispers that had become part of her very being. The journey had reached its completion, yet the resonance of hope, memory, and courage would ripple outward, carried in her actions, her words, and her unwavering care for the stories of the past. She had heard the last whisper, she had listened, and she had become its keeper. The book rests quietly, its stories fulfilled, the whispers fade softly, leaving warmth within. Carry this calm into your dreams tonight. Let the light of memory and hope settle in your heart. Sleep peacefully and know the world of whispers lives on within you.